Hi. Okay, so this is for entrepreneurs actually. So I think as you grow older, I think one of the most discerning skills you need to have is who is a fair weather friend and who's a ride and die. It's a very discerning skill that you need to have over a period of time. Otherwise, you'll waste a lot of time and a lot of energy in cultivating fair weather friends into ride and dies. And for this, you have to identify what a ride and die is, right? Because I think the two main relationships in your life, which basically just form your life, is who you co-partner with and your work, and I think who you marry and who you have a romantic relationship with, because they take the most amount of energy and trust compared to any other relationship in life. And it's just the nature of life, because you spend most amount of time at work or you have the deepest relationship at home. So those are the two things. So having said that, so how do you identify a ride and die? It's not the easiest mix, but there are some things over time that I have identified. And what happens is, it might take a little time, but it comes out. It's very hard to kind of hide if you kind of are discerning about it. So one very first thing is that ride and die kind of knows that they are the keeper of your solitude and your privacy. So these are people who will take it very very seriously that they have access to you. They won't take it for granted at all, and they will protect your privacy like their life depends on it, and vice versa. You will do the same for them. Second is there is no relationship of confusion. There is no confusion about what you mean to each other and the fact that you've chosen each other. What that means is none of the lower level engagements, especially when it comes to other people and socialization. For example, these are not people who will ever gossip about you. If they have a fight, they have a problem with you, they'll come fight with you. They'll have a direct conversation with you. They'll never talk behind your back. You never worry about the fact of what is he saying or what is she saying behind my back in another room. You kind of trust the fact that you will always be represented really well by these people. And none of us are. Like, I'm no angel, and I'm sure you are not either. But I know there are some people who, no matter what I do, they will speak well about me, and those are your identities, because that basic dignity of self and the basic self-respect and respect for each other is very critical. Because the moment you make someone a patra of gossip, they've lost respect in the eyes of others and also in your eyes. Otherwise, you wouldn't do it, right? That's number two. Number three, ride and dies are very very clean mirrors, which means they kind of know that their job in your life is to make you grow, and they will stay true to that. They will stay true to that purpose, the shared purpose of we have to grow with each other. Partnerships are about growth. They are about nothing else. There is, I mean, you may attach anything to it. Making a company, romance, whatever, but it's actually just about growth, self growth, and they end up mirroring each other, and they will do whatever it takes to help each other grow. And people who get very carried away with the costume that people wear, right, nice, kind, generous, etc., kind of don't see the intent behind somebody's demeanor. I mean, they get too caught up in demeanor and they don't realize that this person's intent is for my growth and for them to grow with me, and for two people to grow, they have to walk together. They can't be walking behind and ahead of each other. They have to walk together, and they will constantly pull each other together, like, because it's one patri and you have to walk on it. So this is the third sign. I think you ride and die will make sure that you walk with them and not behind or ahead of them. And they will slow themselves down, they will fasten themselves up, sometimes they'll wait for you, etc., but they will make sure that you walk with them. They will be and these are not the most calm relationships, they're intense relationships. Both relationships are extremely intense because there's so much at stake, right? Career is at stake, life is at stake. It's an intense relationship, but all the fights happen in private, and it's always between the two people. It never ever spills out to other people. And all the manthan of a relationship that it takes to have a good relationship happens privately, and what people actually see is this really well-oiled machine in the front, but in the back there could be a lot. They could be going through a lot, but these are not people who actually, I think, ever hold grudges against each other, or they're not able to kind of live with the conflict with each other, because they're like, this person is part of my life. A ride and die kind of sticks with you through thick and thin and through it all, and maybe till you die. So they will do very little to kind of create insecurity, and they will not be able to sit on a problem. They will feel the need to resolve it right away because it bothers them. They won't be able to take a week out to think about it on. They won't be able to overthink this. Other people who are trying to use you and are transactional with you will think this through. They'll be very logical about it. Those are not your randomize. Those are just fair weather friends. Also, ride and dies, you will find them around you when you're low and under, when you have not yet made it. Your ride and dies are always there when you have not yet made it. They may not be there, by the way, when you've made it. Like, there are so many ride and dies in life across at least 20-25 years who are always there when I'm low. They may not be there when my success, but I know that they're rooting for me the most because they were part of the struggle. So that's also another sign of a ride and die. these are people you can call in the middle of the night. You never have to worry about judgment. You never have to worry about what will they think about me. These are also people who don't reject you, and they also don't self reject, because both are a sign of ego. People who self reject or self sabotage, and people who reject you are both coming from ego. And right and eyes operate from, I have to solve this no matter what. They'll communicate to solve. They realize that all of life is repair, and they'll repair and repair and repair and repair, and the relationship will have lots of bows and ribbons on it, but it's built on repair, because all of life is built on repair. They will not ever let you go, and they will not come and threaten you. And when they threaten you, it's always been the heat of the moment. It will never be thought through, and in that heat of the moment, the other one will catch it. You're just saying, you don't really mean it, and there will be something, and it'll solve itself. It'll never be thought through. There'll never be an email that'll come to you saying, I'm done with it, bye. That'll never happen, because that requires intellect. Intellect does not create identities. Just a deep level of affection, deep level of care, deep level of purpose, deep level of meaning is what creates identity. And I think the sooner we kind of get it, less amount of energy we'll waste on people who are not our identities. And favor them friends are great for parties. They're great for social interactions. They're great for other things, but partnerships, work partnerships and life partnerships require identities. And if you choose them well, you have a great life. I can count them. I have like 10 odd people like this in my life, but my life runs really, really beautifully because I have 10 odd people. There is no problem in the world that you can't solve with 10 right and dice in your life. And the sooner you know it, and we should all aim to be other people's right and dice, because what else is there? We only have people. Ideas come and go, companies come and go, sometimes marriages end. But people who are your right and dice are critical. They could be family members. Sometimes a favor the friend becomes a right and die, but very rarely, very rarely, because if they wanted to be that, they wouldn't look for the logic of everything is hunky dory, I'll be there. Crisis is it what also shows, or when you're building, or when you're in the trenches, is when you actually also find most of your identities, because somebody who doesn't live in the trench will stay with you forever. Somebody who leaves you the moment there's a little energetic misalignment is really not that. It's just a favor. The friend was just testing it out. Let me test it out. I have time to waste. I have time to learn, so let me waste it. A lot of in the today's is very all the more important today, because I think all you have in life is time and presence, and don't waste it. Don't let it go. It's very, very important. It's the only currency you have. Everything else will come and go. Time and energy. Anybody who wastes it, my suggestion is just it's grace, it's divine grace that you've been saved from it, because this is a pattern that doesn't go away. Somebody who doesn't take your time and presence as if it's they value it, they will keep nullifying you, and you'll keep feeling small, and you'll keep feeling not good enough. Anybody who makes you feel not good enough is also not your right and eye. Anybody who does this because they want you to grow, like I have lots of my right and eyes who in public will always defend me, they'll fight for me, they'll make sure nobody says anything to me, but in private can fuck me over. And they can be really, really terrible, because they're like, you're not being good enough, you have to do this, you have to do that. They will give you feedback in private, but in public they'll be your biggest supporters, because that's what right and eyes do, because it's two people versus the rest of the world. Two people at a time. It's mostly two people at a time. Privacy, solitude, access, co-creation should not be taken for granted. So if you understand this, you will find better people to create life with. No? Say?